Hello, everyone. I wanted to make a quick short video. I wanted to share with you guys a couple of tips for winter drying. It's really important that we understand how cold temperatures impact our drying environment. And so, with that, let's get this started. So, first, cold temperatures will tend to have much drier air than warm temperatures. And by air, I mean grains per pound. Number two, materials will not dry in cold temperatures. Number three, heat is our friend. We need heat. Without some good heat, we're not going to dry materials. So, understanding how to balance these things is going to be really important. So, with that, a couple of things that we can do. If we're doing a service call, which we do on most of our projects several times, make sure you're paying attention to the inside affected temperature. Our temperatures have to be at least in the 75-degree for things to evaporate. So making sure that you're discussing these necessities with the homeowner on the initial day so we can turn up the thermostat. Um, when we're doing the service calls, if the outside air, the grains per pound, is much lower than the inside air, we can use that to our advantages by open up a window, putting on an air mover on the window, and flushing the chamber for a couple of minutes. I say only a couple of minutes, enough to get some of that excessive humidity out and some of that drier humidity in, but not too much to where now it's gonna tank our inside temperatures, because we don't want to drop it again below 70 degrees. That's pretty standard. We want it well above 70 degrees. 75 degrees is probably going to be a great start. Um, so those are a couple of things that we can try. Now, additionally, heat, it's preferable, it's a lot more beneficial if we heat the actual materials that are wet rather than the whole airspace. So if there's ways that we can do that, and I'll go into a couple of them, that's going to make materials dry much faster, because what we want is we need to add that energy to the actual wet material so they could start releasing that moisture. Now, how do we warm up materials without necessarily warming up so much the airspace? Well, we can try injecting them. Okay, injection units add warm, dry air. Understanding that it's connected to the dehu, right into the wall cavities where it's the wettest, the lower walls. Number two, if we have area heaters, those will work good also at directing the heat to the materials a lot more than the airspace. They will heat up the airspace as kind of a byproduct, but if we're focusing them more on the walls or on the flooring or on the cabinets, that's going to be a lot more beneficial in getting those materials to dry. Now, you want to be careful. You don't want to put it too close to where it can overheat it and cause it to warp in one way or another. So be careful with that. But those are some really good areas to start with. Again, we have to have a balanced drying chamber, and it all starts with paying attention to our temperatures. If the temperature is right, if the humidity is right, materials will dry efficiently. But when it's too cold, we're not going to get any evaporation going on, you know? So, and if we don't have enough heat to the materials, again, it's not going to want to release that moisture. So, take this, share it with your team. Again, make sure we're talking with our customers about using the thermostat, so we can keep the drying environment nice and warm. All right, so stay safe out there. Thank you.